Hi, I wanted to show you in the area of child welfare legislation a very important law from Michigan. It's the Child Protection Law 1975. And this is the gateway law that brings children into the system so that they can either go to foster care, residential treatment, adoption, um, independent living, group homes, what have you. And this really was enacted after the child rights movement that started in the 60s with Helfer and Kemp, two physicians who coined the term battered child syndrome. Well, in 1974, there was a federal bill called the Abuse Protection Act. I'm sorry, the Child Protection and Treatment Act, 1974. And this is what started each of the states to develop their own then. And let me show you a couple things about it. Usually it has a little summary statement in the beginning here, telling, what is its purpose, is it for, what is it going to do, and a short title, Child Protection Law. Then usually a law has a number of definitions. Well, why do we put definitions here? And the definitions are to help us to make sure everybody is on the same page, to make sure that we all know what the word abuse means. What does adult foster care mean? What does attorney mean? It sounds kind of basic, but people have different ideas and definitions. So it goes through this, what does the word child here mean? Child abuse, child care provider, child neglect, and so forth. You have quite a few definitions to make sure that we are all speaking the same language. It goes on down, continuing with the definitions, quite a long list. And usually when you write a policy, this is an area that you have to do as well. You have to put this definition section down so that people are familiar with what you're talking about. What's interesting about this document is that there's also a little history around it, and they put the history in it. This document is the first bill, but they added to this bill, I found one that was pretty current, and it shows that there have been amendments all the way up to 2018 on this bill. Some are small, some are larger, but there have been some tweaking and massaging of the bill to include this or that, and to make sure that people get their needs met. But you can see the whole history section here, which is important, particularly when you write your policy analysis paper. What's pretty significant in this section is what individuals are required to report abuse and neglect. And we've always been told that social workers are mandated reporters. Well, we are. And you can be licensed master social work, licensed bachelor social work, just social worker, professional counselor, LPC, school administrators. Now, here's an interesting one. Member of the clergy. So there's no clergy privilege here. If you are a pastor, a minister, a priest, a rabbi, you are a mandated reporter. This is a little controversial. People thought, well, should the clergy have an exemption from this? But, well, no, not really. It set up a central intake, the online reporting. We didn't have that before. Who to notify, and really set up the whole Department of Child Protective Service. Going on down, it shows that a report is made. How long does it take for a report to go through? And you can see this is rendered July 27, 2020. So this has all the updates on it. If it's written, an allegation is written of suspected abuse, who should receive that allegation, what kind of confidentiality is around that, where do you get law enforcement involved in the process, how many hours does it take to get out, that you have to get out and investigate, and it has some good things here. So this is interesting. This is fairly new. Added 1996, knowledge or suspicion of alcohol, controlled substance, or metabolic of controlled substance in body of newborn infant, report required exception. I think this had to do with giving alcohol to infants, cocaine babies, any kind of controlled substance that an infant could get involved with and should be protected from. So you can see the report. It's pretty thorough. It talks a little bit about where the child would go into detention, what kind of holding would they have, and the role of the physician. There's electronic central registry that came out of this. So there is an abuse registry out there that is maintained, often like the sex offender registry. So there you have it. Just gonna kind of rifle here to the end. This is really worth reading, and I just wanted to show you how child welfare policy is just an important aspect of our job. Thank you very much.